Want candy now?
What is going on, everybody? Nasdorachi coming back at you today with another episode for Dragon Ball Legends. Now, I know it has been a few days. I do apologize for that. I've been doing a lot of back-end work kind of behind the scenes, and just to cue you guys in on what's going on with that, I am an admin on almost the biggest Facebook group for Dragon Ball Legends. Of course, like always, it'll be linked in the description and in the pinned comments. And we're about, I think, 2,500 subs or followers for Facebook away from being the single biggest Facebook group on the internet. So I have been doing some sway, and we've kind of linked up with the Dragon Ball Legends subreddit. So if you follow the Dragon Ball Legends subreddit, which will also be pinned and commented and in the description, we have now kind of joined forces with them. So that puts our overall numbers, if you combine both groups, to about 60,000 people. So that is super awesome. Shout out to the Dragon Ball Legends subreddit, and we're glad to be partnered up with them and have an even bigger family. So from there, moving on, what else I've been doing is I've ordered a desk. I am trying to convert my spare guest bedroom that's back over there. You guys can't see it from here with this angle, but I'm going to try and convert that into a studio of sorts where I can set up a desk that I just purchased, maybe get a nicer computer and get a green screen, gaming chair, all that more official stuff, make everything around here more top-notch and higher quality. As you guys may see in the background, I do most of my filming sitting on the couch, so this will hopefully be a step in a more official direction, but it will take some time. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated along the way, but the desk has arrived. I just have to build it myself. So that's not why I'm here today to make this video for you guys, though. I'm just keeping you updated why I haven't had a new video out in a couple days. But what we are talking about today is going to be, first off, I want to do a couple more summons for Bardock. He's extremely OP, one of the best characters in the game right now. Can't really say he is the best because every character has a counter. So no one character truly is going to stand out above every single other character because they'll always have somebody that beats the piss out of them. But in terms of just overall well-roundedness, high attack numbers, sustainability, his life, Bardock is one of the greatest characters you can have in the game. His main ability to lock characters in is amazing, and it's just a really good ability to have. So I did maybe want to do 2 more summons. Maybe we'll pick him up because I still don't have him. I've been kind of patient on doing these summons. I don't like to just rush into it because I feel like luck comes in waves. So if you're having bad luck, there's no reason to just keep pulling. You might as well just be patient, wait, and things may change in the future. So I have hope that you guys have been having amazing luck on any pulls that you've been having. If you get Frieza and Bardock, those are the 2 treasured highlights from this banner. So congratulations to you if you already have gotten them, and good luck to you if you haven't. But I did want to do that, as well as I had saved up, I believe, what's going to be our last guaranteed sparking ticket summon. So we can go ahead and knock that out of the way here. We know this is going to be something good. I guess out of everything I could possibly get from this, Android 18 would be the one I'd want the most, because I have dupes of everything else on the banner except for her. So that's what we are going to go with here. Hold on, I'm going to close Discord so my computer doesn't lag to high hell. And we'll pull down here. So yeah, Android 18.
Okay, that line has been crossed. You want to go, big guy? Let's go!
So I got too much stuff running and it's lagging my computer. Oh, we got another Krillin. Great. Now the Krillin, I believe, is at 5 stars from that. So free guaranteed sparking. I'm not going to complain, but Krillin is also on the Bardock banner, so that's not necessarily a really good thing right there. But Krillin is an amazing top-tier unit. He's not, again, the best in the game because he has his counters, but he's right up there with Broly, and for building like a blue-blue-purple team, he will fit in really great, even in the active roster slot. So that's something else we're going to talk about today. Not so much sparking characters, but team building and EX characters, which ones that I think are the best. And yeah, we'll do the summons first here, so anyone who wants to see those can just be in and out, because there are those people that don't like to sit here and just listen to me talk. But hopefully we come out today with something reasonable. Not going to make any predictions or try to reverse jinx myself too much here. So we got draws all around, blue text with Super Saiyan. But yeah, again, what have you guys been pulling? Feel free to let me know down in the comments. We did just kill Frieza. So that means we get a guaranteed sparking. Hopefully it's not, or let's say it's going to be Gohan or Krillin. We already know that it's going to be. Oh. It's such a pain in the rear end when they come towards the end, too. All that anticipation and suspense. Look at all these hero units, man. Lord have mercy. Dude, Chatsu has been cursing me recently. In terms of EX cards, he's terrible. But we picked up Frieza, though. That's new for me. I'm actually not upset about that. I did not have him. Which leaves Bardock as the only sparking character, along with one-hand Spirit Bomb Goku, that I do not have in the game. And the yellow Saiyan Saga Vegeta is the only EX card that I don't have. So we did come out with something new. We're going to do one more for now, and that's probably it for now. This banner still has quite a bit of time on it left, and that's a lot of time to potentially pick something good up on a daily summon. We did get 2 Super Saiyan in a row here, but again, that's not necessarily a good thing. So I'm also interested to know down in the comments what you guys' team builds are like. What have you been using this season? Are you mostly PvE, or do you do a lot of PvP? I think that blew up in the middle there. I wasn't even paying attention. EX Nappa, not too good either. EX Turles is quite good. And I think EX Frost is probably the best single EX card in the game. But again, we're going to go over that in a little bit here. Probably not going to come out with anything good on this one. Be great. Oh my god, EX Chatsu. I hate Chatsu. So a whole bunch of EX cards, and yeah, nothing really standoutish there. We did come out with the Frieza though again, so that is good. Nappa to 5 stars. Great. I wish we upgraded Turles there. I'll do one single. But anyway, you guys, what teams have you been running? We're gonna hop in and check some of that out soon, and then I have an advanced combat technique to show you here. Nothing good on the single. So let's jump in and check out some of my teams, and then again, I do have an advanced combat technique that I did want to show you guys. If you're new to the channel or you possibly didn't catch my old sidestep technique, we're going to re-show that to you guys, and as well with a new update to it that probably a lot of advanced players are going to be maybe upset that I'm sharing just with everybody here, because I know they generally like to keep the combat techniques a secret as long as possible so that they can keep the edge. But for going into teams here, what I've been doing recently for a lot of my characters, ignore this Saiyans team right here, I haven't been using that one very much, is dual color type building. Now, why I've been doing this as opposed to just kind of bringing sparkings from all over the place is because the synergy benefits that you can get vastly outweigh just having a team of all sparking characters. So characters you see like this EX Turles, this EX Yamcha on the team, they're going to buff the main roster of characters that I'm definitely going to be bringing, and then you'll want to bring one counter type towards that character's weakness. So for green, your weakness is going to be purple, which is why you then bring the yellow character to balance that out. Now, something that I do that potentially not a lot of other people do, I haven't really paid too much attention to what other people are doing, but I do like to bring 2 cards of that counter color, because there are situations where I'll go to queue in a PvP, like with this team for example, and I'll run up against a team that's got 2 purple units on it. And with the 2 green unit meta that I've established for myself here, that can end up really bad. So I like to bring 2 of those counter colors because it's extra fun when people see a team like this, bring those 2 purple units, and then I've got the 2 yellows ready to counter them. So unfortunately, we really need to replace the EX Yamcha on this team with Bardock, or even maybe Cooler, because Cooler's not providing any bench support to this team whatsoever. But I do not have him yet. Alas, 2 sparkings that I do not have. So thumbing through some of the other popular teams that I've been wanting to run, building up, and then experimenting with, this team that you see right here is exceptionally powerful. This is actually, honestly, probably one of the best teams that you could be using in this PvP season right now. Obviously, the 2 androids synergize really well with each other, and the 2 EX androids on the bench are perfect for buffing the androids you're actually bringing. You could, in theory, bring the red EX19 if you need to counter a yellow unit, but I haven't gotten him fully leveled yet, so he's not really viable. But the top 3 characters here, 17, 18, and 18, are the general active characters you're going to want to run when you're running this team. The green EX Android 18 is incredibly tanky. She can heal herself and she's an amazing unit that can contend with a lot of sparking units. And because this team is now female heavy, Sparking Pan actually has use on this team. Finally, she's useful. She can actually do something on the bench to help out both Android 18s that you're actively bringing, because there's not a really good third Android bench unit to bring right now. You could bring EXL for just some extra health to your androids, but I like combat bonuses personally. They help you get the job done faster, or even defensive bonuses if that's not an option. But we really don't have either of those right now. It's really just EXL or one of the hero type androids units that you could fill that last slot with. Because of that, and because there's 2 females on my active slot, I went with Pan. So yay, she's actually useful for once, but I do need to level her up. Team Builder, don't pay attention to that. That's just the team that I use to level up units indiscriminately. This Trouble team right here is a good example of if you were to run just an all Sparkings team. This is a team that does have some synergy, not very much, but you do have a counter color for any enemy that you might find yourself coming up against. So if you have a team that's, using anything, you won't have too many problems, countering that with this team. But the cost of that is you're losing out a lot of buffs. Piccolo, Pycon, and Krillin don't really synergize too well with the rest of the team. Krillin does help out Broly a little bit. Pycon does help out Broly a little bit. And then Vegeta will help out Goku and Broly a little bit. But outside of that, there's really no unifying synergy that goes on a team of just all sparking units. So that is to be considered. Again, if we did have Bardock, he could go in here, and then this would kind of become a Saiyans heavy team. And most of you guys that have been playing the game this long, or even if you're new, you should know that Saiyans is a very popular team meta. It's really easy to build that team with, varying units here and there because there's tons of Saiyans in the game already. And I do have an example of that that I kind of thumbed through. We'll show you that again on the way to the next portion of the video here, though. Next up, this is a team that I've loved running. Really strong. The Heart Virus Goku is super broken if you can make good use on his benefits in the first 20 seconds of battle. Gohan, while not super tanky and having a relatively low ki restore rate, he's got a crap ton of health. He does a shit ton of strike damage, so he's good to be on this team, which this team is kind of lacking in tankiness, and what it lacks there, you make up for in just raw damage power. Now, you could bring the EX Trunks once I get him fully leveled. He would be relatively good as a tanking unit, so you can kind of sub accordingly once your team is fully fleshed out. But for now, he's just an amazing bench unit, and again, you could run the Krillin and Broly if you come up against a double red matchup. So that's kind of why I structure my teams this way. Let me know how you guys are building your teams in the comments down below, especially if you're an extremely high-ranked player. I'm curious as to what you've been testing and how it's been working out for you. But I generally have been having really good success with these kind of dual-focused team builds here. This is one of the more interesting teams that I've come up with here because it's an even split. Normally, when I've built these teams, there's 4 and 2, so one character color is favored more heavily over the other. But because this team is heavy on Saiyans, and as well, red is lacking some exceptional bench units, we did kind of a hybrid split here. Turles is a great bench unit for green, so he's helping out Piccolo's tankiness all around, and he's actually not bad to bring as well to the fight if you need that matchup versus double blue. So Turles covers some tankiness there. The Vegeta EX card is actually buffing both of the red cards. That's why this kind of 3 and 3 split works for this team. So because there's not a fourth exceptional red card that you can throw on, like EX Nappa is not super great, EX Krillin is also just not super great. So because there's no really good option there, we've replaced that with the green Vegeta, who just buffs all Saiyans blast by, I think, 20% right now at the level I have him at, maybe 22. So he actually makes a good stand-in. And then the EX Red Vegeta is buffing strike damage, if I'm not mistaken, and potentially strike defense as well, I believe. Yes, so this Vegeta is going to be buffing the main archetype of this team, which is the red card. So Vegeta makes a great point character. This is a good way to use him if you have him, and he actually does shine pretty good on this team right here because he's got a good balance of tankiness and toughness, and offensive power maybe a little bit lower than some other characters, but he makes that up with being able to heal himself and just has a lot of sustainability. So I've been having a lot of fun with this team. Not a lot of people are running double blues right now, but because of this new Bardock banner, you may run into Frieza's, Krillin's, and Broly's. So this might be a little bit more of a high-risk team to use right now. I've been having a little bit more success with the yellow-yellow-blue team once people stop trying to counter it so heavily with red cards. But those are my two best and most favorite teams to play with, other than the Androids team, which I think is going to take over as soon as we get Android 16, and as well once I finish leveling it all the way through. But the red, green, yellow, blue have been my two favorite teams. And then, like I had mentioned earlier, you do just have your run-of-the-mill Saiyans team. There's lots of units that can be switched and subbed out on this team for just whatever you're going for. But you generally want a team where all the Saiyans are buffing as many of the other Saiyans as possible. Again, Broly is going to be a selfish addition to this team, but he's just a powerhouse, so he's great to bring. This red-type Vegeta is honestly fairly selfish on this team also, because he only benefits other red cards and not Saiyans in general. Same thing with the yellow Heart Virus Goku. He's buffing on the yellow cards. So that's where you can see where it's kind of a fine line between building color-type teams and not wanting to get hard countered, and then having buffs like Saiyan buffs or female buffs or any of those buffs that kind of cover an ambiguous group of cards. So there is, again, a fine balance between building that way. And I've been having the most success. This is another team that I love right here, my green, yellow team. I've been doing a lot of work with this one, but again, it's missing Bardock. But you can see that this kind of structure of the 4 and 2 team building is what I've been going with. It means that you'll always have a counter to your team's counter, and with 2 of them, you can double up on that if you need to. Otherwise, you'll just have 1 card on the bench buffing your counter card, so that he's not just kind of on his own on a team of 5 other of the same color and not getting any benefits. So that's kind of where I lay on team building. Again, let me know some teams that you guys have been using and what's been successful for you. I'd love to hear it. And then the last thing I wanted to close this video out with was the dash tech. So we're going to go jump into a match with our team builder here, just versus the AI. I want to get this done and kind of show it to you guys here. And even though the AI teleports a lot, this could be complicated to set up. So you may see a few cuts here while I pull out the relevant material for you guys. But just leveling up some characters and showing you guys some advanced techniques. Now, this will work in PvP. The way I know that is if it works against the AI, you know it's going to work in PvP because the AI's reaction time is absolutely absurd. It's ridiculous. So, we've got our red card set up here. As you guys may remember, you just queue up by side dashing right into your red card, then side dash right into your red card. It works both directions, so you can go whichever way is better for you. And as you can see, we were able to continue to get cards in our hand there and stall the combo out long enough to regain our Vanish meter. So with yellow cards, not much has changed, honestly. There's just a couple additional inputs you need to do. So we'll yellow card, and then as you can see, there wasn't enough time for me to side swipe to kind of continue that combo. So what you'll want to do, once we get it going here, is yellow card, wait for the animation to finish, immediately front dash, and then sidestep, just like that there. Just to show you with the red card, you'll dash forward, then sidestep, then launch your next yellow card. What that is going to allow you to do is not only move closer, which reduces the amount of time you need, but it'll allow you to get that combo off where the enemy won't be able to drop it, and you can pick it up and just keep going. Now, this is relatively difficult to do only because your window of timing isn't really that great. So you'll be launching the combo out, and then let's see if we can get some more yellow cards in our hand here. Of course not. Let's cancel out of some of these red cards. Green card, come on. Oh, Jesus. Computer's always making it as difficult as possible for me to show stuff off for you guys. So cancel out some more red cards, cancel out some more red cards. Let's see if we can get 3 yellow cards in succession here to combo this way. Alright, so we've got 3 of them there. We do this, we're going to wait till the animation finishes, front sidestep, animation finishes, front sidestep, animation finishes, front sidestep. Oh, we didn't need to there, we were still pretty close. But as you can see, you guys, using this technique will work in PvP as well. If the computer can't react outside of it, then human being players aren't going to be able to in most cases either. So this is a successful way to kind of combo into your yellow cards and continue that chain going, get additional cards flowing in your hand, and to regain a little bit of ki. Now, it may not sound like a lot of effort just to kind of do that little advanced looking combo there, but the payoff when it comes into you fighting against really experienced players, that extra time to get your vanish meter back, the extra ki you get back, and the extra cards in your hand will be invaluable. Again, versus beginner level players, it's really not going to help you out too much. And again, don't judge my kind of poor performance here because I'm trying to show you this technique against the AI here. I'm not really paying attention to the fight. Realistically, we could kill this guy in 2 seconds, but I'm going to try and do it again here with the yellow card. So yellow card, wait for the animation to finish, front sidestep, animation finishes, front sidestep, and you can see we were almost able to rip off a full 4 cards there. If we were using a character that had a little bit better ki regeneration, or if I was actually paying more attention to the gameplay itself and not trying to explain it at the same time, I'm sure I would have been able to rip that off. So you guys can potentially get up to 4 yellow cards off in combo in succession. Again, with the red cards here, your sidestep technique, just like so, goes both directions. You'll get that ki back, and generally people won't be able to react in time to stop it, which really helps your game out, you guys. When you do this in PvP, people see this, they're going to know that they're not messing around with someone who doesn't know how to play. These are very advanced moves that you do not see a whole lot of people doing on the regular. So let's see if we can ditch a red card here. Ditch the green, see if we can try one more time with at least 2 yellows here. Alright, we gotta dodge him. Let's set him up here. Okay, or not. Let's just try and rip the yellow, wait for the animation to finish, front sidestep. We were too slow on that one, so let's try one more time. Dodge that, rip the yellow, front sidestep, rip the yellow, and we got that off. So, kind of showed you off twice there. It's first the AI, but get into practicing this, you guys. Don't just go from card to card to card to arts card in succession. Try to insert some sideways dashes or that front dash into the sideways dash. Again, this is going to bring up your game much higher than what you were before if you're just mashing out arts cards. You will get that ki back. You will get an extra card or 2 in your hands throughout the course of a whole combo, and you will get a lot of time towards regenerating that vanish meter. So hopefully that advanced combo technique has been helpful to you guys. If you already knew about it, let me know down in the comments. If you didn't know about it, let me know down in the comments. Do some playtesting on your own. See if you can get that timing window down. It is very strict. You have to wait, like as the character's doing the yellow card, like Vegeta has his hands together, right when you see him split his arms and drop them back down to his sides as the animation is finishing, you'll be able to input that forward dash. If you try too soon when the animation hasn't finished yet, it's not going to work. If you try too late, the enemy is going to be able to vanish or react with an arts card of their own. So you do have to be very precise on that window of timing with waiting for the yellow card animation to finish, forward dash, immediately side dash as fast as you can, and then queue up your next card. I have heard that people on emulators that use key bindings for the dashes and all the button inputs definitely have an easier time with this. Maybe considered a little bit of an unfair advantage even, but I don't think a whole lot of players are doing that. So you just saw me do it. I'm swiping, I'm playing on my phone, not an emulator, so I am able to do it with just my thumb swiping forward and sideways. So if I can do it, you guys are able to do it too. Let's finish off with one more single summon for Bardock here. Probably won't get anything, and maybe I'll kick myself if I get him on a daily summon, but hopefully it didn't say downloading new content, so I already know I didn't hit the download all button after this patch, so it probably would say that if I was going to get something new here. But we did get an EX card. That's kind of something else that I said I would talk about that I didn't. So let's briefly go through that. Go to the characters list here. So we do a lot of time talking about sparking characters, but EX characters can really be some unsung heroes even if you bring them to the fight, whether or not that or they stay on the bench. So when we're looking at EX characters here and comparing them to see kind of which one's better, again, this is going to fall into the situation where there is no specific character that's necessarily better than another. because of colors and counters and all those types of situations. But there are some that really stand out and show you a good example of what you're looking for in an EX card. The best one in the game so far, I think, is going to be the EX Final Form Frost, and that's because of his offensive buffs that he gives to the team when he's on the bench. So when you're looking at this, Element Blue base strike and blast attack up by 20%. So he's buffing both damage type categories of all your other blue units. He is, to my knowledge, the only EX in the game that does that, but there are a couple other double effects characters that are worth mentioning as well. Turles is another really good one. All my characters are out of order here, sorted by type instead of level. But you got his ability here is a double defense bonus. So this is almost as good as Frost, but, you know, he's green. So, again, he's better on green teams than Frost will be, but Frost's ability, if you prefer offense like me, will be a little bit better. Turles here is a very close second runner-up in terms of best bench characters, best EX characters, because both of those characters you can bring to battle, and they're actually good if you were to run them, if you, say, for example, or don't have all the sparking cards or something like that. So Turles and Frost are the shining example of the best ability that we've seen on an EX card right now. Other good ones would be stuff like on EX Frieza here, First Form's ability, 22% to Element Blue base strike attack during battle. So unfortunately, he doesn't boost double stats, but he's going to provide a nice blanket buff to all of your blue type characters. Now, other good ones like that are going to be like your EX Vegeta here. So you'll have him doing 20% to Element Red strike attack and defense. He has a double effect here, but it's all geared towards strike attack and strike defense. So in my opinion, characters like Frost and Turles that have double attacks that cover the whole spectrum are going to be like your best type of EX bench units. They're going to be the shining example of the best an EX card can be. The second one is going to be like this Vegeta right here, ones that have double effects but only for one stat or one category type, like only strike attack or only blast attack. Then you're going to have a third tier of EX cards, like the EX First Form Frieza, that only buff one stat. He only buffs the strike attack, and that's it. And then you're going to have the lowest rung of hell, like I like to call it, or the useless EX cards. Like Chatsu right here, almost completely useless. 22% to damage inflicted by allies with the self-destruct during battle. It's stupid. It's completely useless. It's worthless. You will never want to bench EX Chatsu on a purple type team. He's not helping anybody. He sucks. And there's a new Pan in the game now, everybody. When Pan first came out, we were all crying because Pan's Z ability is complete garbage, where it was helping only female characters. This one was notorious for catching the most flack because the game was so new, you couldn't even use it yet. But now even Pan has viability because we have Android 18 and in Sparking and EX variety. Pan is already now a viable bench character for any teams like the one I showed you running either 1 or 2 Android 18s. But the new Pan, everybody, the new most useless EX, most useless bench card in the entire game, not most useless EX because you still might want to play with him, but in terms of bench and just team support, the worst, most useless one is our new friend. Let's find him here. Where is he? EX MFN Kaba. This guy is the new Pan right here. Completely worthless. His Z ability, 23% to Episode God of Destruction Champa base strike attack during battle. There are absolutely no other characters in the game at this current point in time that can make good use of having EX Kaba on the team. There will be. Coming in the first Dragon Ball Super banners, we should hopefully, actually I think it's the second Dragon Ball Super banner, we should be seeing Kale and Caulifla. At that point, if they are tagged during the same Champa destruction era, then maybe he will be useful. But for now, we have the new Pan, the new most useless bench unit in the game is EX Kaba there. Now, again, you guys, I'm not going to waste any more time going through every single one of these, but you're going to want to consider the teams you're building. If you're building 2 colors, you're going to want to put EX cards on the bench that are going to benefit that color. When you look at stuff like this right here, 15% to tag female warrior max base health. I consider this right in a tier above worthless. Having more health is great. You can use this card to help get Bardock to 1,000,000 health, but that's not going to outweigh a raw offensive or defensive benefit. So I typically don't like running buffs to health. I don't really like running buffs to Sagas of the Destruction Champa arc, or buffs that only buff characters that blow themselves up, like suicide bombers. Not into all that. You can kind of thumb through and judge these EX units yourself by, do they buff 2 effects? Do they buff a broad spectrum? Are they very focused? And then you're going to want to take that and apply it to your teams in a way that's going to most benefit you. Again, one thing I love about this game is because there already is a pretty good amount of variety, but there's going to be even more variety. You will have almost unlimited options for team building and optimizing things so that you can squeeze every ounce of damage and defense out of the units that you possibly can. So again, in the comments, let me know what you guys' team builds are going to be, what you've been using, what you're thinking about using. Did you get Bardock? Are you able to run him like I wish that I could? We're now only missing him and one-hand Spirit Bomb Goku after our multi today where Frieza finally showed up. So until the next video, you guys, again, comment down below. I hope that I can see you again on future videos. So if you are new here, consider subscribing and hitting the little notification bell. Thumbs up if you're the type of person that likes to give those away, but no worries if you don't like the content. But I do struggle a lot, put a lot of effort into these to make them nice and fresh and good looking for you guys. So hopefully y'all enjoy them. And again, let me know what you guys think for your top EX units, your team builds. Everything is just kind of unique to what you're trying to do in the game. So again, good luck to you on any pulls you make. Let me know what you've been doing, building, playing with down in the comments below. And until the next video, which should be soon, I will see you next time. You guys, there just hasn't been a whole lot going on in the game. It's kind of just do the androids event and do all the PvP challenges they've thrown out for us here. So as soon as something else pops up, you will see me again soon. Maybe I'll try and do a PvP video. I've just been farming the androids events and so much of the PvE stuff that I haven't been doing as much PvP as I possibly could because I want all the free rewards. But I've wasted enough of you guys' time. And so again, until next time, this is Nasdorachi, and I will see you later. Have a good one, y'all, and peace out.